Hi everybody, we are live from the barn today answering the question how to add a back cinch to my saddle. And AQHA just recently added to the ranch riding section of the rule book that breast collars and back cinches are recommended. So if ranch riding is something that you're competing in or you're thinking about competing in, it's definitely something to consider. It's not mandatory, but it is recommended. The questions that we had along with how to put one on are, should I be riding in one? Where can I get one? And are there different kinds? And then we also had some questions about safety and just adjusting and how to do them up. So we're going to cover all of those things. Before we do that, I think the safety around it is probably the most important part. Do you want to just touch on what people should be doing before they put a back cinch on or before they ride with that back cinch on?
I think the biggest thing for safety is keep them snug. They don't need to be so tight horse can't breathe, but they cannot be hanging down 4 inches. They can't be dangling down. As well as the back cinch hobbles cannot be hanging down. That's one that we definitely see a lot. People put them on with snaps and they hang down quite low. So we try to avoid those. One thing I believe in for safety is put them on your 2-year-olds, put them on your babies when them horses won't care as much. You know, don't wait till the show and then throw one on. I believe you put them on the babies the very first rides. I've never had a horse be concerned when you took one off, but if you get some of those old horses that have never had one on, you know, they'll get a little goosey when you first put it on. If I have one of those horses that somebody brings me in and they're a little goosey, I put them on and I'm going to lunge them, you know, before I get on, just for safety. And I think it just goes with the more you ride with them, the more comfortable the horses get with them. We ride with them all day. Not every saddle in the barn has one on, but definitely the horses have all had them on, and I would say 3/4 of the saddle have had them on. I'll show reiners in them, I'll show cow horses and ranch horses in them. So I want to have them so used to it, and so used to it that,
Yeah, so just to be clear, if you have not been riding in a back cinch and you decide to put one on, make sure you have it adjusted correctly. We'll show you how to do that. But back cinches can make horses buck. When you're saying goosey, like it will just straight up make them buck. So
some of them.
A lot of them. An awful lot, I think.
Not the ones that have started with it.
Not the ones that have had them on from the time that they are young, but if a horse hasn't had one on for a while, or if they haven't had them on ever, it can be really dangerous. So make sure that when you put it on, you have it adjusted correctly so that your horse isn't going to get hurt, and then definitely lunge them, make the time to get your horse used to it before you just start riding in it. And we'll show you how to adjust that correctly so that it's not dangerous. Should I be riding in one? Who should be riding in one and who should not?
I think everybody should, but that's personal preference. I think if you're going to do the events, like the reiners, the cow horses, and the ranch horses, the reiners not so much, but if you have a deep stopper and you notice all your pictures and saddles are coming forward, you know, that's a good time to use a back cinch and use them properly. I think the people that should use them, that kind of gets back to what we were just talking about. If you're going to show in them, ride them all day long and get really comfortable with them so that you don't quite, like, there's nothing worse than going into the show pen, you walk in there or something odd and you're just not comfortable and you get technical term weebie-jeebies and you just get comfortable.
Weebie-jeebies. Okay, the next question was, where can I get one?
Well, from us.
From us, obviously, from us, call us. And are there different kinds?
Yes. The one thing you want, good quality ones. Don't buy like the little nylon straps and do it as a mat on. They don't look good on the show. If you order one,
that was actually one of the specific things that the judges said when I was talking to them about the new ranch horse appearance section of the scorecard was, don't just buy a cheap one that adds on. It actually needs to be usable. It needs to be something you can actually work at.
it just looks $10. You can see, but it isn't going to look right. It isn't going to sit right. You know, match them up colors to saddles, patterns, and it just adds to the look. It's a nice look to them. Like everything that way. My work saddles, and you know, if I buy a used saddle somewhere, I don't worry too much about matching that up. I'll just kind of put whatever on. But if I'm going to show that, it look right. I want it to look like. And then as far as like, you can get different thicknesses. I mean, on my rope saddle, I have a much thicker back cinch. When the cattle pull that saddle on a larger surface area on the horse's belly, just make the pressure and then go from there. We ride pretty standard width ones. You know, for our events, we don't get super wide. You know, we like to match our saddles and, you know, straight back cinches on the belly.
And then we have two different kinds as far as ways to attach them. We have this kind that is laced on, and we have this one that has a keeper, which will make a little more sense when we show you how to put it on. This one is just a little bit more permanent. You can still undo the lacing and stuff to take it off and put it on. This one is super, super quick. So, like, you like to ride a back cinch pretty much all the time. I don't. So I much prefer this because we can do it. We do it so quickly at a horse show. Pull it off for the reining, pop it on for the ranch, and we'll show you how to do that. Do you want to start with that one, or do you want me to start with that one?
Quick.
So this one, all you have to do is take that through there like that, and stick the leather down like that, and now your saddle has a back cinch.
That matches.
That matches, yeah, that matches, and obviously just as easy to take off. I'm just going to pull that right back out and take it back off. Once you have it on here, you want to make sure that you have this part attached to that little center ring on your cinch down there. And then when you adjust it, you just want to make sure that it's even on both sides. I didn't put it on the other side, I guess I should. Yeah. Do you want to do it that level and all? It's over here so I can show how to tighten it. So if you don't have that hobble on, then the back cinch can slip back, and that's where it's going to get dangerous. And then you want this to be tight enough that you can fit your hand in here, but not loose enough that the horse could get its foot in there. So what a lot of people are doing right now is they're having them dangle. Even people are having them looser than that. We're seeing at the horse shows a lot where they're dangling down like this. And the risk with that, and Rose, I know you had asked a question about that. The risk with that is, like here, there's a lot of flies today. And he could very easily kick up at his belly to get a fly and get his foot hung up in there. So we don't want that to happen. You want to keep this, you know, nice and tight so that nothing can get in there, but you don't need to cinch it up like you cinch up your front cinch. And you can tuck that into that keeper. So this one, you know, we ordered this back cinch right with this saddle when it was made. So the tooling and everything matches. Obviously the color of it matches. And then this saddle has a rope border. So they even did a little bit of rope border on here, a little bit of that coordinating border. You can get pretty much anything. They actually did it down here too. I don't know if you can see there on there, there's actually a little bit of matching detail on there. You can get pretty much anything, and you can get it made after the fact as well. Like Bob's will do custom, even if your saddle is not a Bob's or if it's an older Bob's. We just look at the tooling. You figure out whether you want basket stamp or floral, like they could have done this floral in here to match, or if you have a border, they'll put that border on there, or if you just want it plain here and on here, and we can just get that ordered up to attach to your existing saddle. Same thing with breast collars. Do you want to show how to tie one on? Are you going to do it on a saddle, or are you just going to do it right there?
Fine.
So I'll just take this one off.
I'll just do it on this one. So these ones obviously don't match. And these are just a random set we have. The one thing I will say, a lot of people will tie it like that when they get them. And there is a much better way of tying them that lasts longer and is just a neater look. You don't have stuff flopping around. We've seen just about everything when they go to show. And again, it's not going to match, but I'm just doing this for educational purposes. So when we slide those in, both strings will come up the top. And this is the only part where I change maybe than some. So a lot of people will just run it down through there, and I just don't like the looks of that. I just think it kind of has a little bit of a sloppy look. So what I do is I bring these down through the two sides, and it's a bit more work. Usually I always end up with a pair of needle nose pliers to help me out. It doesn't take a huge amount of time, but it is not as quick as the Easy Keepers, and you can order both of those from Bob's. So it just gives a little neater look. Then on the back side, I run one through there, and then I run this one underneath those two, and then I can just cut my ends off, and it just makes a neater look. The other thing it does too is this won't pull out if I am dragging stuff, roping things, and over time I'll tighten all that up and this won't come loose. The other way, like when the saddle maker puts these ones on, these ones here are made by Berlin leather, they just run it through like this just to keep it so it's ready to go. But I think those look a little nicer. I twisted that a little so the rough edge there, but that one I think just looks a little nicer and it stays a little more solid as time goes on. We put a lot of these on the work saddles when I buy them. You know, and you can get different colors in those too and rough out and different things, but it just gives a little neater appearance. And I think over time that it makes a difference when you show.
All right, so if you guys have any questions about that, I know we went through that fairly quickly, but if you have any questions about that, you're more than welcome to leave them for us and we will get back to you. Next week, if you're watching this live, next week we're going to have a replay. We'll be at a horse show, so we won't be able to get a hold of you live. We will have a replay sent out to everybody who's on the email list. If you're not on our email list and you want to get on there, that's where all the action is. That's where any of the invitations for our clinics, the heads up about what we're doing for our lives, and just the easiest way to get a hold of us. If you're not on that, shoot me a message and I will get you on that. If you want to order a back cinch, we do have some of these ones in stock, just these keepers and then the back cinch that matches those ones. We can darken them up a little bit if you want to oil them, or if you want to make a custom order for breast collar and back cinch for your saddle, then just shoot me a message and we can get that order started. Thanks for being here with us, guys.